Hey, everybody, welcome into semifinal Sunday of the October main bracket. I am Luke the Librarian, and I will be joined in just a moment by Sergeant Saros. We are getting ready for our last two matches, or our last three matches, rather, of this tournament. We're going to be starting with the bottom side of the bracket, Frank versus Don Vineyard. And these two are playing for quite a bit. We've got Don going still is still alive for that number one seed. Frank with a tournament win here will make the sixth seed. And Sarge, you got to think that none of that is in either of these players' minds right now.
Yeah, right now they just all to focus on right now is winning this tournament, which Frank has a bit of an advantage here when these two have faced off against each other in the past. Frank is 4-0. They have met in the semis twice before, though, and it's been 3-0 both times. In fact, it looks like, from what I can tell, Don has only taken one match ever from Frank, though that was back in July, which definitely shows how Don has improved this year. So if there is any opportunity for Don to end this winning streak by Frank, it would be today.
Yeah, that's really the telling thing, I think, is that the one crown that he's gotten, the one time he's taken him to a decider, has been in their most recent matchup. We're seeing a lot of that, a lot of players who have been able to get off the schneid against other players as I mean, Don has won two tournaments this year, and you can throw the history books out the window once you've got two players who've won tournaments before, multiple tournaments at that. So that is what we're looking at for this one. Of course, our other matchup later going to be Influx versus Luke. Luke in only his second semifinal, but had a monster of a qualifier and made our fourth seed. So he is playing for as high as the fifth seed and can drop as low as the number nine. So going to be interesting, or the number 10, I mean. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the urine ramifications here. But we've got both players on the board waiting for those readies.
Yeah, as you said, these guys are both multi-time champions. As you said, Don won in April and of August this year, which in a way that doesn't look good for him. He only can win in months that end with A, start with A, and October, last I checked, does not end with A, but maybe he'll be able to change it and he'll only win on months that are vowels. Meanwhile, Frank, an 11-time champion. Do we have anyone who has won more tournaments than Frank?
Toledo.
Oh, yes. Some reason
I
I
mean,
didn't even think of that one for a moment. Yeah, but he's still Frank with 11 championships. He knows what it takes to get through the semifinal.
yes, indeed. All right, we do have a ready from Dawn. And yeah, Frank's going to be ready here in just a second. All right, there's his ready. So we're going to get this one started. Here he goes in three, two, one, and pills.
Number two seed versus the number three seed, and no red on the first two rows at all for Don. And of course, he's getting a whole bunch of red to start, which is never something you want to see. It does get much more even as he gets lower down. Frank's side, I see a lot of vertical and horizontals right off the bat for him. This is actually a very nice looking board. Would like a little bit more yellow near the top because now he's got no yellow access for a little bit, but I'd say there's a slight board advantage for Frank here going into this level 10.
Yeah, but Frank taking quite a bit longer than normal to get his setups done. Gotta wonder if maybe the time is hitting him kind of hard right now. Uh, I don't know when exactly Japan goes on to daylight savings time. I know that usually has an effect on his play and his ability to even be in a tournament, as Don has not really slowed down at all and is down to just 16. Frank's still pretty high up on his board, so we're gonna see. He's always a master of the horizontals, so we're gonna see how that is going to play out for him here. But yeah, Dawn looking really good now with a 12 virus lead early here in this first level.
Yeah, it was looking a little shaky for Frank for a moment. He had an almost all blue top line, but he got the blues he needed as Don is out first at about a 129. He's got a much more even board all the way across. A little bit of a hole there on column one, but not anything that's going to cause him any major issues since he'll just be able to position things on the other side. Frank, meanwhile, almost to the bottom of his board. He's just got those blues at the top that this double blues can double. We having a double blue blitz here. Do these things actually exist, Ook?
They do, and they end in a blue red, as you see there. Although it ends maybe a little early for Frank. Uh, he is going to get this horizontal, though. Now just needs one blue to finish out this level 10, and he's going to be out at a 212, which normally wouldn't be a concern, but the speed at which Dawn, I mean, Dawn managed a sub 1.5. So that's going to put him in a good place no matter what. Going to get this nice cross clear. And he is 18 viruses ahead here early in level 11. Well, early for Frank in level 11. It's definitely the mid game for Dawn.
Yeah, right now Frank's being slowed down though. He's trying to have to build underneath because he has an all yellow top line. Every single row has, except for column 7, has a yellow on the top. He's fixed that now, but this is going to be definite an issue for Frank, and it's giving Don a chance to build an even bigger lead now. As really, there's not much major concern on Don's side right now. He's got almost every virus available except for a little bit of an issue with that column 8, the traffic light over there, but that shouldn't really slow him down too much considering the lead he's got right now.
I think he might be thinking about a horizontal. Um, no, he is going to run that as a vertical. He's waiting on another blue, a different blue, to get this red knocked out as well. He had kind of a couple of different options and sees the double blue there, so he knows that he can just go ahead and not worry about his column 7. Looks like out at a 334, so a little bit more of a human time there, as it was about 2 minutes on that level 11, but uh, just really good times here for Don. He, you saw him shaking his head. He kind of misplayed that red there, didn't get it turned down the way he wanted to, but able to recover very quickly. Frank, meanwhile, has an end game that is going to require blue and yellow in that order. He is okay. There we go. He gets it slapped down a little bit faster than I would have seen out at a 412. So he is joining Dawn and made up about 15 seconds, I'd say, in that level.
Yeah, again, though, not much access. In fact, he really got rid of his only access to yellow just now. He's got an all red blue top that's not going to change much anytime soon, and he's getting a lot of yellow, which is probably the worst thing that could be happening to him right now. But on the flip side, uh, every single row of Don's board has a red at the top. So this is going to be a bit of a struggle for both these competitors here to push these boards forward.
Yeah, this is one of those boards that you generally get when you're just enough behind on a final level, and your opponent is you know that you can beat your opponent if you can just get a good board, and then this is what you see on Don's side. Luckily for Don, he is having the advantage right now, and okay, he's doing everything he can to stack this up. Going to get a big fat log there, get that taken down, but still just needs red as Frank is down only by 10 viruses now. So definitely speed advantage on this level coming for Frank.
Yeah, Frank's still got an issue. He's got a lot of viruses in columns 7 and 8, and because of how they are, it would be better to take them out vertically, but at the same time, you got that little bit extra drop time on a vertical than you do on a horizontal, unless you get a double piece, which he has not been getting. Meanwhile, over on Don's side, he's going to take those blues out horizontally, just needs one more yellow. He will be out first at a 6:02, much more normal time that we'd see for 10 to 12, which 10, yeah, 10 to 12, which shows how much that 12 slowed him down a fair bit.
Yeah, you could see him shaking his head about his end game. He he had a couple of setups that just didn't come out quite the way he wanted to, as we see Frank joining him out at a sub 630 to be in this level 13, and now only down to about 8 viruses behind. Don was not happy with an end game, but luckily he already had a different setup that he was able to use as a backup. Just, when you've got this many viruses in your end game, it can make the mental part of this game a little bit more difficult. But Don, again, holding on to about a 14 virus lead, and it just Frank has really been roaring back, but that advantage for Dawn has proven to be quite a bit.
Yeah, for a while, Frank only really had access to one yellow virus, and it was mostly blue. And then we got to that, it was mostly red. Now he's finally got pretty much the most diversity he's had in this level about midway through, but he's still 11 viruses, make that 9 viruses back. But he has plenty of opportunity here to do another combo right there. All of a sudden, this is a 3 virus game, Ook. This is going to go right down to the very end.
Yeah, Dawn though had a couple of setups and now just needs two blues, two reds to finish this one out. Is going to get the reds on the right, then the blues, and out at a 744. That's a really good time. That's a really good time. That's not quite a PB, but only by about 20 seconds. Holy crap, that was a good time.
Though look at
So,
Frank's final time for 8:01. In most runs, that would have been an absolutely great time. But with what Don had, that ends up being the loss, surprisingly.
yeah, top 20 times are go up to 7 minutes 15 seconds. So, yeah, when you're only about 30 seconds off of a hot like top 20 time, that's really saying something. So GG's to both players on that first game. That was really good times. Don going and getting his brain a little bit more lubricated. Probably for the best. I've seen him play dry, and that's not the way to do it for Don. Anyway, I'm lying. I don't know that I've ever seen him play completely dry. So we've got ready from Don. We got a ready from Frank.
Yes, stay hydrated. Absolutely what Don says. It's much easier to play when you are hydrated. Regardless of what it is that you are drinking, it's very good to stay that way. So we got our 3, 2, 1, and pills. We get the second of this first to 5 match going on. Pretty even board on both of them, really. No big gaps, nice diversity in the top. Would like a little bit more red on Don's board, but it's not terrible either, Ook.
Yeah, I think right now the real ping color over on Don's side is yellow. Red for Frank, although he does have it sticking up over on the side there. It's it's a really weirdly sloped board for Frank. Everything is over on that right-hand side, much higher than on the left. But he is getting things worked down, and I blink, turn around, and for Dawn, there's almost no access to blue, so kind of
Yeah,
becoming a tale of two boards, and really only well, now tied up very
he
close.
managed to get a pair of double blues, allowed him to do an all blue sweet tea, which, you don't see too many of those. And that's really helped him clear off a fair amount of the blues in his board. In fact, right now he's got pretty much an even board. He did have like 3, 3, and 4 for the remaining viruses. So he's got some nice diversity coming near the end, though he just took off the last of his reds. So hopefully he won't get too many of those. We could take off these blues. Oh, I think he's going to try doing a drop down here, perhaps, on these. Take that cross out. Beautiful ending for Don. 124 for his level 10, though it's not going to be much different. It's going to be 134 for Frank. We got a really quick game going, Ayuk.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're analyzing this game, I was gonna say if you're Don, but I don't think Don really pays much attention to the comms and kind of where things are going. But if you're analyzing this, you've got to You got to feel a little bit nervous for Dawn just because even though he won that last game, it was mostly won in level 10. Frank spent most of the rest of the match creeping his way back up. So it's going to be a question of whether Don can hold his foot on the gas pedal enough to keep Frank away and whether he gets the reds that he needs for that to happen. So kind of wishing for some better RNG for him as Frank has now taken a one virus lead. Don going to manufacture himself a double red that as he gets the double red that he needed in the first place. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was just a really bad time for getting no reds at all, and it did allow for Frank to get a temporary lead, but now it's tied up here, and it's hard to say who's got the better end game going on right now. I don't like column 8 too much just because of the fact that unless he's very careful, that's going to help out a little bit, makes there's no real drop time there. But everything is nice and compact over on Dawn's side, which I think is a little bit better when you get to your end game.
Oh yeah, and look at these plans that Don's setting up. Yeah, Frank's ahead, but there's Don pushing himself right back in. Now it's 5-2, and Frank's out at a 320, but Don again going to be right behind him, and yeah, gonna have this set up here. There's the yellow, there's the blue. He's out of 329, so it's a 10-second difference. At this level, with two boards left to go, it's practically still a tie game, their partner.
Yeah. Frank had to make a little bit of an opportunity to get to yellow, and after this one yellow, he'll have to do it again. He's not looking at this board, he is going to very frequently have issues depending on how he take things off with one color or another. Well, Dawn's board looks much more even. Blue is a little short, but that's a color that you don't mind being short of most of the time just because of how the RNG works. And it's allowed for us to stay a pretty close game. It's about a 5 virus difference, going between 3 and 5, going back and forth. But absolutely, this one's going to go pretty much to the last level unless we see something really wild happen.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's been very back and forth, and it's one of those whoever blinks first is going to lose, and that's I mean, it's what you want. It's a really, really good game, an even matchup, but it's, 25, now 21 to 23, 24. It's staying within that 3 to 5 range pretty much the whole time. So both players just trying not to be the one who blinks.
And the only quote unquote negative, if you want to call it that, is no viruses on row one for Dawn, but it doesn't really cause a lot of drop time for the most part, if especially with the fact that he's at the bottom of his board now, so it shouldn't play much of a difference. Looks like Frank is just about to take his last yellow off the board with 8 viruses left. We need a lot of red blue here to get through. I think Don's trying to wait for that red blue is perfect to help him build down there. Might have a little bit of trouble getting to his reds in column one here, but he's working on that as now Frank just needs the 6 blues, which that's a lot of blues to be needing at the end of your level. He's gotten half them so far. That double blue is absolutely perfect as he will be out first at a 538.
Don not far behind, just needs now four reds. There's one, two, and I mean you can see that pile of yellow blue in the middle. He's out at 548. So again, 10-second difference. Those identical times on that level 12. So it is just an 11 virus chase down, and Don already working it. Although that misdrop gonna be detrimental to his final time here. He is going to have to figure that out. But Frank, no access to blue for at least 2 rows. That is a lot of time to not have blue. He is almost has nothing to do with any yellow either. I mean, he's got uses for it, but most yellow pills not going to be helpful for him. As Don just getting out of that misdrop, but doesn't really have a use for a lot of this anything that isn't red either. So really rotten RNG for both players, but it is still advantage Frank by 11, although Don is coming back up fast.
Yeah, this is kind of similar to how the level 13 was last round, was that it was not the greatest level in the world for either of them, despite how it could have turned out, just due to how the pros came out here, and it's given Frank an opportunity to build up a decent lead here. Though again, he's got an almost all yellow top line, but this double yellow will help out a fair bit here. But the thing is, as soon as he gets through all this yellow, he's gonna have an almost all blue line, which late game you do not want to have a mostly blue yellow board. That is not what you want to be seeing most of the time here. Thankfully, he's getting a double blue, absolutely perfect for Frank, down to his final 7, keeping it at about a dozen virus lead. And unless something major happens, we may end up having a tie game going after this one, Ook.
Yeah, Don gets a double red blitz, but it doesn't last long enough as at a 7:37, Frank takes game number 2. And it's still a best of 5, so we've neither player is really that far behind, but it just turns this best of 5 now into a best of 3. So wipe the boards clean, set them back up for best of 3, and let's do it again.
Yeah, it was at 7:37, and Frank proves that this flight is far from over.
Yep. And does it 7 seconds faster than Don was able to do game 1. So you got to think that's got to feel good for him. And in the end, though, they're both just going to be going back to it. Start playing the levels and do your best. As if you get to thinking too much about the meta game, you're going to forget what's going on right in front of your face.
As we got our 3, 2, 1 pills. Not the best board in the world blue-wise for Frank, especially because he's getting a lot of blue early on, and just like that, he has no access to blue for 3 rows. That and the amount of blue he's getting, especially that long drop time he just took in that blue loose pill there, not what you really want to be seeing with him. But at the same time, look at Don's board. He has no real access to blue either. It's like Doc forgot about a color for this particular level.
Yeah, and level 10 is not where you want to be forced to use the disappearing pill half trick. But that's exactly what Don had to do because he was getting blues that he just couldn't use. Able to kind of get something going here with these reds just everywhere on this board, and it's going to be that way the whole way down. Frank with more color diversity, but that block of almost everything, it's just so compressed down on the right hand side of his board. That can be amazing, that can be terrible. It's just going to depend on what the RNG has to say. It is a 4 virus lead for Frank, and only 2 seconds time difference. So we can pretty reasonably say Frank is holding a small lead right now, but uh, not sure how I feel about these board states. I just wish for some red for Dawn.
Yeah, where is the red? The lack of red, you can see, is making Dawn see red, which
Oh yeah.
beautiful double blue there to drop the yellows down. So all he's really got now is red, though those reds on the left are fairly high up. That's why he's building a bridge to make certain that he's not going to have any significant drop time if he can help it taken out. But he is just getting like all yellow all the time. That's the last thing that he needs. He's running out of places to put these pills, and yeah, I don't think we need to translate what he is saying there. He is not happy as he finally gets out there at a 210. That was just evil by the doc.
Yeah. So that's going to give Frank a 15 virus lead into the beginning of level 11. Not insurmountable by any means, not even really large by most standards. So, it's just frustrating. You get frustrated when the pills don't show up the way you need them to, when the board just seems to be working completely against you, and that's where Dawn is right now. But he's able to kind of get a fresh board, get a fresh perspective, and keep it within 10 as Frank doing a good job, but has a lot of blue now at the bottom of this board. But check out this cross this cross coming. There's coming across. He really can't form it any other way. He's just getting everything out of the right hand side of his board before he sets it. Um, the cross. Yep. See, it's out
There it
there it is. Check
is.
out this cross that that Frank's putting together as he's going to get another cross clear here to finish his board out. But oh, and he gets the double blue to finish it out at a 335. Don, though not far behind him, is in a much better place than he was at the end of the last level. Just if he can get the right RNG, he's going to be out pretty shortly. Just needs a lot of yellow.
Thankfully, looks like he is going to be getting a decent number. I just need 4 more. There's we can get 3 more. Make that 1 more, and there it is. He'll be out at a 401, so he's not terribly far behind it. It's about 11 virus difference. There's 2 levels to go. You know, the issue I see on Don's board immediately, though, is again about 3 rows till he gets to his next yellow in most places. He's trying to dig down, but that's definitely not what he needs right now.
Yeah, I love that sandwich setup that he made to just manage to use these well, what reds he was getting in as efficient a way as possible. And you can see he's going to have to sacrifice these yellows, but it is going to drop into a cross, into another clear, and again, just holding on to a 10 virus deficit as Frank is storming his way down to the bottom of this level. He does have a stack over in column one, but as I say that, he gets it worked down. So Frank just doesn't need a lot of yellow, and we'll see if the RNG works out for him.
If Dawn has not had a bad run at all, for the most part, it's just been that level 10 that really handcuffed him early on, that's really slowed him down to this point. But he's doing a decent job making comeback. It's an 8 virus difference now. Still have 1 more level behind us, so it's not over yet as Frank de-sandwiches those reds. There's 1 red, there's the other. He will be out first at a 531. But with just 6 viruses to go here, Don is very much back in this. The only real issue he has is he can't. Oh, I guess he decided to reset there and give that match to Frank.
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what happened. We'll get it from Don in the chat. If it was a mechanical glitch, we'll certainly give Frank the option of whether to accept the results or not. But we'll just have to wait and see. It didn't look like a mechanical glitch. Uh, oh, Don thought that was the final level. So I unless there is something I don't remember in the rules, I think that'll be game number 3 to Frank. But
I
man,
believe
uh,
Frank still does have to complete the level though in order for that to happen.
either way, I mean, now's the time for Don to just kind of shake that off. That was some of the worst RNG we've seen in a while, uh, outside of Frank's level 10 in game one. So it's it's tough. Yeah, this is a mentally tough game at this level. At you know the semifinals are they're not a sprint for sure. So you just gotta get yourself into the right place as you see Frank finishing out this board here. Oh, it's a great play from Frank there.
Just
Just
needs
needs
1
one
more
more
red,
blue and he'll be done.
and he'll be out at 737, the same time he got last level.
That is freaky consistency. All right, so second crown to Frank, and Don is ready. Uh, get everything set up for Frank as well.
Got a ready from Don and ready from Frank. Don needs to win the next 2 in order to make it to the finals. Frank just needs 1 more, and he will be playing the winner of our next match as we have our 3, 2, 1, and pills.
The top lines for both players. Pretty much somewhere to put just about everything. So that is a breath of fresh air based on where we've been already. Uh, it is a two virus lead for Frank, but it's at this point that barely means anything. Do like the setups that he's got there. Goes ahead and takes that combo without waiting around for it. But man, oh man, just no access to yellow for a bit as Dawn gets a huge horizontal there to take a 5 virus lead.
Yeah, I think this is something that all of us who play Dr. Mario do. We miscounted how many viruses to. I think he thought that that red dropping down with the double blue on top was going to be four and clear those reds out, but he was able to clear that out easily enough, though he's getting a major blue issue on the left side of his board, but this will help out quite a bit because now any blue will take those out in columns 7 and 8. Making so we've got a pretty tight game right now. Just the sheer number of blue is a minor issue, though that helps out a little bit. Another blue yellow will pretty much, well, now a blue red will make this pretty much a close game going into the end of this first level.
Dawn getting a small double blue blitz there. That's exactly what he needed to get his way down to the bottom of this level. Looks like players are going to be out around the same time. Dawn going to be a little bit earlier. There he goes at a 139. Frank at a 142. So it looked like the same time on your screens there, but the timer differential does mean that Dawn's got about a 3 second lead. It's not much, but you know what? Better to be 3 seconds ahead than 3 seconds behind at this point, especially to a player like Frank.
Absolutely, and pretty even boards all the way down is not going to be. Yeah, as long as the pills come out in a decent amount, I don't see there being any situations where either these players have a severe dependency on one color. And oh, this is getting a little bit scary here for Dawn up at the top there, but it's going to drop everything down. It's going to take a little bit of time, but he manages to get four viruses off there. It's only about one virus behind. Essentially, it's a tie game.
Yeah, and Frank finally getting a double blue to get himself out of the top of his board. He's going to get another double blue here and has nothing but use for double blues right now. You can see Don kind of in the same boat. He could really use a double blue blitz of some kind. You can see he's got kind of everything waiting for some blues. It is an 8 virus lead for Frank, although that is going to drop it down to 6 as Don getting a lot more of what he needs. Frank going to get this good horizontal and just needs a red and a yellow, and he will be out of this. And there's the red out at a 314. So pi seconds as Don, oh, going to get this great L clear, just needing a few more reds to join him.
I almost feel like I should apologize to Don. I said there's really no real chance of there being any major issues, and all of a sudden he has an all blue board near the end there. But he's gotten to that. He's only six viruses behind, and again, it's not a bad looking board for Don here, or for Frank for that matter. There's a lot of squares and pairings together that could make these boards get cleared out very quickly, depending on on the pills, excuse me, that they get.
Yeah, Frank is working on his horizontals as per usual. Would really like a yellow blue for him. There it is. Going to take that inside clear, and he's waiting around for another yellow blue to clear out the top of his board. And actually needed a second one because he was making other plans. Now he needs a red blue and see if that comes up when I say it. It didn't. So, uh, yeah, there it is. So he is getting a good tee out of that left hand side and holding on to a 4 virus lead. But, that's hardly a lead at all when you've still got a full level to go, as Don is going to get it to within one. So again, very back and forth, and that back and forth being this close means that we're going to be seeing yet another tight final here.
The concern is, and you can see why Don's shaking his head, there is a lot of yellow he needs, and he has not been getting much of that as of late. And that's really not what he wants. Double yellow would be nice, but he would have preferred a double yellow blitz right now, I think, because he just needs a lot of it to advance this board.
Yeah, things are coming down pretty well for him, though. He is holding on to a lead as, okay, there is a double yellow, exactly what he would like to see. And now he's set up with the vertical here on the blue, horizontal on the yellows, and it is going to be Dawn out first at a 528. Frank still waiting on some setups to finish up, and he's going to have some garbage to deal with. So it's looking like solid advantage to Dawn at the moment. We'll see how it looks when things come out of level 13.
Yeah, due to how everything's built up there, oh, I see what he's going to do. He's going to try using the yellow horizontal there to drop everything down so he can get the red horizontal. That problem's resolved. Now he just needs one more blue here, and he will be joining Dawn at a 603, but that has given Dawn the opportunity to get a 14 virus lead. And he's got a pretty, mostly decent board. He's got a couple rows with no yellow, but not too terrible, as Frank's board is looking actually pretty decent with the diversity. A couple more reds would be nice, though.
Yeah. Ooh, looking over at Dawn's board, and he needs red to start showing up for him. And it's continuing to not show up at all and continuing to be an issue as he's just getting hit with these yellow blues. He so far hasn't had to waste too much, but he's about to have to start wasting pill halves, which is not what he wants to be doing with Frank breathing down his neck. Frank just 3 viruses away as Don is slowly working his way through. But again, just not the pill sets that he wants. Still a 4 virus lead though, as Frank gets his board. I mean, it's nice and diverse, although now it's yellow that he's going to be needing to kind of get down into the next layer. Let's see if he can get this slide. He does. It is 14 to 17, just a 3 virus differential, as Don is starting to get those reds that he so desperately needed.
Yeah, that's been the tale of this entire run for Don. Is almost every single run he has had an issue with one color, usually reds, that has really slowed him down. Frank's had it one or two times, but definitely not to the severity that Don's had. But it's going to be a very close move down to 3 viruses versus 5 viruses. Good move there by Don. Just needs a yellow to drop everything down there. We are down to 2 viruses, but Frank is out first at 7:56, and Don has passed that at an 8-minute mark. Frank will be moving on to the finals.
That was, whew, that was a tight one. And commiserations to Don and GG's to Frank. Heck of a matchup between those two. So that's sort of Dr. Mario. You can expect the rest of the day. Stick around. We got 2 more matches coming up. This is the DRMC.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the October 25 Gold Speed Bracket semifinals here. And we're getting ready for our second one to be Influx versus Luke. And to join me in calling this one and helping break everything down is the one and only JB Henry. And JB, this is going to be an exciting match with a lot on the line.
Yeah, a lot of implications here. Influx can theoretically lock up the 3 seed. He's going to have to do a lot of work, but Luke would love to get himself into the mix here for this year-end scenario. This is the second time these two have faced each other. The last time Influx took the win 2-0 in a round 2 matchup. Influx was 2, Luke was 7, and now look where we are, 1-4. And Luke's been pretty dominant all weekend. And Influx is Influx. He's one of the best to do it. So really looking forward to this one today.
Yeah, Influx is a three-time end-of-year champion, though Luke was a 2023 silver end-of-year champion. So both these people have the trophies behind them to show how good they are at this game. Well, the theoretical trophies, but well, you know what I mean. But it's going to make for a very exciting match. We got readies by both of these competitors.
And both these players also just nasty at on the versus side, which we'll definitely be seeing coming up at Arcade Legacy. Don't forget to sign up, and if you can and want to support, don't definitely remember to contribute to the match arena. We've got the 3-2-1 pills, and off we go. A very stacked top line. Not a lot of red access early for Luke, and it looks like it's a little left heavy board for Influx here. He's starting to get clears off the board here. Both these players doing very good work here early on.
Yeah, there's not much red on either one of their boards. Both of them got about a half dozen red viruses. It looks like a little bit more than that, but for the most part, both of them are going to have to build down to it. Kind of a lot of red garbage. Influx, as you mentioned, has, he's been at this position so many times. He's done virtually everything when it comes to Dr. Mario. Luke here, as he's trying to build around all these yellows to get to the red, had what I believe was our first father versus son competition earlier in the tournament this month, and that was an exciting matchup.
That was a great matchup, and what was even exciting was that combo that Luke pulled off. Just a lot of tight space, L's and horizontals, made a big clear off the board. It's put him in stride to take a big lead here. 7 viruses early, setting him up for the sandwich clear over in the column 8, and I'm going to get the setup ready to go. And just needing some yellows to really clean up that left side. And it looks like it's going to be out first. Another great play on the other side of the board as well by Influx. But Influx is almost exclusively yellow on his side.
Yeah, he has 6 yellow viruses. The positive is that a fair amount of them is close together. He'll be able to take them out in groups. Right now, Luke just has yellows left as well. He needs, looks like 5 yellows, and there is some finally, but both of our competitors are just struggling for yellows right now. It's just not coming through as we were like, look at this move though by Influx, taking everything off at once. Out first at a 149, but Luke's right behind at a 155, JB.
That was an amazing combo by Influx to clear the board. Just it shows why he's won this whole championship 3 years. Just one of the best to do it here as these players cross the 2-minute mark here. Looking at these boards, very blue heavy. There's a 5-level blue staircase on Influx's side. He's managed to take a flight of those stairs off. Great play there by Luke as well. He's down to 39. He's going to get a good high elevation horizontal and be down to 37 here. Both these players close, but Influx is looking for blues desperately while there's a little bit more balance on Luke's side.
Yeah, and just not getting much in the way of blue. Here come a couple, but Influx could definitely use more, but at least he's opened up enough that he has some plays to do for a short period of time. But right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his columns have blue on top, and another one has blue that will be on top very short and takes that red out. It is not the kind of board you want to see, but if you take a look at Luke's side, he's got an almost all yellow top line, and what's underneath it, an all blue top line, really.
And a backstroke into a quad vertical. John Dat Flindo would be proud, and hopefully he is if he saw it. Good horizontal there, and it's just a great momentum shift there for Luke. When you get clears like that, Sarge, it's a big confidence booster.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes, the best moves in the world, like it looked to me like there was a little bit of a reaction from Luke. I don't know if he actually saw that was coming or not. He probably saw something was coming, even bigger than he was expecting. But either way, he's done a great job to keep this match even up. It looks like he might be going to take that. No, okay, from what I tell you, he might be trying to take that blue out horizontally on column one, but that would be hard to build up to, JB.
It definitely was. I think he was just trying to fix a garbage situation that he ran into. He's going to get a sandwich clear here, be down to 4 viruses. Influx on his side is going to drill down, get 2 or more off the board. Both these players down to their final couple. Luke just looking for some yellows. Influx for some blues, just needing 2 of them. Who is going to be out first? It looks like on the clock at a 4:13 and a 4:10. So it is a 3-second lead, and that's essentially 1 virus between these two as they are both through the midway point into level 12.
Pretty interesting looking boards by both of them. There's going to be minor issues here and there I can see for Influx depending on how the rows go down, but for the most part, Luke's got a pretty nice board once he gets past the top 2 rows. Like he
Wow.
just did open with access to blue is an absolutely amazing clear. I don't even know what to call that.
That's just a cascade of clearing there at the top of the board. Those high elevation plays are risky, but they can really, really start getting the momentum going. And momentum's everything on these high stack levels. Looking over at Influx's board, Influx has just been on a tear here. He is down to 23, holding on to a big lead. Big vertical clear for Luke on his side, getting it to within 2, but a short stack. Oh, and okay, Influx making that last second choice to go horizontal with the double blue. Going to drop down and be down under 21st. And Influx now down to 17, getting this horizontal clear and then converting it into another double clear there. He is down to 13. A lot of red on that board. Meanwhile, Luke is struggling to find yellow to get through this board.
Yeah, he placed the yellow red upside down and it really slowed him down because he had to try to get the right piece to take everything off without making more garbage underneath. And that gave Influx the ability to get this 9 virus lead he has right now. And it's going to take a little bit of work to clean up here, but nice drop down by Luke. One would think he's probably going to have to try and clear those 2 yellows in column 5 vertically because it's just the way they're built, and he's done an absolutely beautiful job. Look at this, but it is Influx out first at a 5:58 going into our final level here, JB.
Yeah, and Luke's out at a 609, and it is a 5 virus chase down into the final level. Both these players have a lot of great double opportunities on their boards here. It's just really going to come down to who's going to be able to make that swing. Excuse me, and really get things going here. 40 to 49 here. Influx is already off here. Not a lot of yellow axis on the board for Luke here. He's just trying to make some things happen, and he is starting to get some things going, getting a blue off the board, and now he's going to set up a combo. I love this. He's going to drape it down, get 4 more off the garbage drop. He's down to 39. He is not out of this yet, but Influx just continuing to pour on what looks to be a very, very quick 13.
Yeah, it didn't help that for about 2 seconds there, Luke had all 8 rows with a blue on the top, and yeah, he's managed to get away from that. But the sheer amount of blue on the top, just drop into a horizontal, is going to help him quite a bit. But again, there's still a lot of blue on the top, and unless we see one of those, well, before today, I would have called him a myth, the blue blitzes we've seen. It's not going to go very easy for Luke, but now as you get near the bottom of the board, it looks like Influx is going to start needing a fair amount of blue as well.
Yeah, both these players needing a St. Louis amount of blues. Looks like Luke here is going to be hopefully looking for a blue yellow. That would be ideal. He's going to probably get the Oh, he's not going to go into the horizontal with the blue red. But good combo here by Luke. He's down to 9. Influx down to 7. Influx is waiting on, I think, that blue yellow. That's what he's waiting on. Look at this combo. Boom, and he's done. Out at a 746, just absolutely slugged the last bit of that board out, and Influx takes the win at a 746.
I didn't even see that combo until it hit. I was like, wait, what just happened here?
Influx tends to turn things on when we get closer to championship season. I think this is definitely him just sending a message. It's like I'm here. I've won this 3 times. I want a 4th, and you're gonna have to take me down. He's just been playing dominantly all weekend.
Yes, and he sees things that most of us can't. That's the reason why he's playing in the gold semifinals and we are not.
For some of us, it's just about having a good time and playing the game.
Yes.
I've been languishing in silver for years, and I'm okay with that.
So
All
it's
right,
a much more relaxing one. You don't have that end of year ranking pressure as much as these twos have right now to try and get the
absolutely.
top seeds.
All right, we've got readies 3, 2, 1, and pills. Remember, this is a best of 5. Players are playing levels 10 through 13. Winner advances to the finals where they will take on Frank in what's looking to be a very, very big final here to close out our regular season. Good clears here by Influx off the bat. Blue red, not a useful combination for Luke, so he's had to throw something away over on that left side, but he is stacking garbage in hopes that he can do something with those pieces of red. Going to get a red clear, and now just going to clean up that left side of the board. Meanwhile, Influx is holding on here. He's looking for a double red, and he is going to get it. Boom, big play there by Influx. A double yellow is just straggling, but that's easily manageable at high elevation. A blue yellow is exactly what he would hope for. And perhaps he's building up Sarge for that double blue horizontal.
Yeah, that would probably be the better way to do things here, Justice, where he's building everything up. This is going to be another one of those blink and you're going to miss half the board disappearing
Oh, there
moves
it
here.
is.
But Luke was a nice series of virus clears at the same time, took off. Looked like he took off 5 over there, making it's only a 7 virus difference between these two.
And Luke's been playing very consistently well. It's just Influx has just been firing off these combos and just has those reflexes to make those builds. Good swim there by Luke. I think he was looking to get it all the way over to column 8, but he's still got a good setup here down to 14. Influx down to his final 3 has a great setup here. He can underclear the red if he wants to, and that looks like to be what he is setting up for. Just needing a couple of reds or one double red. Yay, out at a minute 44. Great time coming out of 10.
Meanwhile, a double red by Luke allowed him to take 7 viruses off on his side. He just needs 2 yellows. There's one just waiting on the other. There it is. He'll be out at a 155. He is not that far behind. In fact, it's only about a 3 virus difference. And I'd say I like his top line a little bit better than I like Influx's.
It's a little bit floaty at the very top, but there's a lot of double opportunities towards that end game that he can really, really help himself out with. Influx has kind of the opposite. Oh, and it looks like he did definitely miss flip. No, he didn't. He didn't miss flip. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not Influx. um, it looked like a misflip, and I've been doing this for 5 years, and there's still plays I think are mistakes, and suddenly they're not. 21 to 36 here is Influx continuing to dominate the second game. But Luke is still fighting here. He's going to get himself a nice combo there, getting himself within 13. Yeah, that's right, 13 here as Influx just continuing to pour on the hurt here on this 11th stage.
Yeah, right now, Luke needs a lot of red. He's got red virus in the top of almost every row, and he's not been getting a lot of that until just now, which is really helping out his influx. Though now Luke has finally given himself some access to other colors, but yeah, he's definitely going to need a fair amount of. Well, now it's going to be blue. He's going to need a fair amount of near future. He's managed to get to the biggest part of that. Influx, that I don't think he's going to try taking that yellow out in column 2. Oh, he might take it out horizontally, but I think it'd just be easy to take that out vertically.
Influx, I think, might be holding on to hope for. Okay, well now he's cleared himself out, so gonna get that two clear combo off the board, and is now just looking for and another double red. Look at this, just fortunate RNG Influx is getting out at a 350. He's into 12 first, and Luke's just needed some reds, and he'll be in there as well. He's needing 1 and 2, and he is out at 4 minutes flat, which is still a great time. It is currently a 10 virus chase down at the start of 12.
Yeah, looking at these boards, There is a lot of double opportunities on Luke's board early on. The issue is that they are vertical, which means unless he gets a lot of doubles like he just got there, there's going to be a little bit of drop time. It's not going to add a lot of time. When you're playing against someone as big as in this game as Influx is, a half second makes a major difference.
Absolutely. Great combo here by Influx, and he's going to straggle down. Don't think he likes having that amount of drop time here, but he's still making things work here as it is. Luke has caught up. It is a one virus game here, and this is a great setup for Luke. If he can get some great combinations, he can just absolutely just scream through this. He has taken the virus lead. A little bit of an iffy play over on that right side, but he's turning it into something great here. He's down to 17, Influx down to 16. These two racing to the end of 12.
Yeah, right now Luke just needs a lot of blue yellow. He doesn't need any real red for really the rest of this level. He has just two viruses, they're buried underneath other stuff, so he really could use what he's getting right now here is working just perfectly for him. I'm not completely certain. I like the fact he didn't place that red down in column 7. It might end up slowing him down just a little bit, but he manages to get through that easily enough. Just has 6 viruses left to make that 5. 2 influxes 4. Make that 4 to 4. It's going to go for this yellow horizontal. Can't take that blue out yet or mess everything up. His influx is out first at a 548. But wait, Luke is out at a
Leader.
547. He's got a lead here.
That was straggling between the 7 and the 8. We'll call it a dead heat right now as these players into 13. Great top lines for both players. Great tee at the top of that board there for Luke. Luke's going to get himself another double. He's down to 47. Influx has a great setup on that high side right, and he is going to get it down. He's down to 41 here. These players crossing about the 6-minute, 15-second mark here. Still pretty close. One play here can really make a big difference. You got to play aggressive, though. You know that your opponent is very good. Influx does not take any of his opponents lightly, nor does Luke. And these players just continuing to pour things on. I love this combo coming in here by Influx. He's just needing some yellow-red help to clear his top line. Meanwhile, Luke down by 3, really needing some red to start pouring in.
Yeah, he's not gotten any red in a while, and it's just continuing to be a major pain point for Luke that he's running out of places to put things that are not red. So this is finally allows him to get rid of those pieces at the top that he was constantly having maneuver around. But this is giving Influx the opportunity to open up a 5 virus lead and has some really great setup as well. This is going to be pretty tough for Luke to get the win here, but it's not quite over yet.
It definitely is not over yet. A red-blue would be massive for Luke right now. Or what he's going to do now, he's going to set up the L, yeah, potentially. He's got L's on either side that he can take here, and he's going to do it on the right side. He's down to 15, but it's not. It might be too little too late here. 5 viruses to go here for Influx, and he's got a setup to get 3 of them off the board, and then gets a double blue, and then another double blue. What great end game. RNG for Influx. He takes a 2-0 lead with a 7:46. What an end game for Influx.
Yeah, absolutely amazing finish for Influx there. And Luke did pretty much everything right. Just the end game there was just so outstanding for Influx. But look at his time here as Luke's going to finish this off. He's going to get almost a decent. There is finally the yellow 809. Could have been a sub 8 as well if the orange at the end would have been just a little bit different, but still outstanding times by both of them. But now Luke's back is against the wall. He needs a reverse sweep to make it to the finals.
And it's important to point out that Luke averages in 2025 and 813. So that was a better than average run for him. So there is definitely some encouragement there. But Luke's going to need to go 3 in a row here. Otherwise, Influx will take the win and advance to the final. And we will have Influx versus Frank, maybe a championship preview. We'll find out here in 1 to 4 rounds here as we kick off our third game, or 1 to 3. I know how to count. Math is hard.
Yeah, thankfully we got Ook, who's been doing a lot of work doing all the math for us, getting all these end of year tournament predictions and scenarios all set up for us. Thank you so much for helping us, or else we'd be completely lost during this tournament on that regard.
Okay. We're just waiting on a countdown real quick. I think we're figuring out our music or speed here. Oh, Floyd pointing out this is Luke's first semis this year, so the average zone there is from this round. Okay, good to know. Three,
Three,
two,
two,
one,
one,
and pills.
pills. Where are the reds on Luke's board?
They're somewhere. Great slanted log there from Luke to get some viruses off the board early. Luke playing for his tournament life here. Influx is looking to clinch this match and advance to the finals of our regular season here. 37 to 35 early on, and Luke playing a good balanced board. Influx playing a pretty good board himself here. Doesn't have as much of a setup as Luke has, but we know Influx tends to play pretty quick.
Yeah, and he's got a decent board all the way down. A lot of holes on Luke's board near the bottom. He's going to have to be a little bit careful as he builds these pieces down. But he's got a 12 virus lead already, JB. This is a massive lead for being only 50 seconds in.
Yeah, and the only real pain point is the Spire in column 4. He is going to have to eat some drop time, but what he's deciding to do here is he's going to put something on everything there just to give himself opportunities. So if a double yellow comes up like right there, he can cut that Spire down, and now that Spire is essentially a 2 clear Spire instead of a 3 clear Spire.
Yeah, he's going to take all those red out at once, see if he can get a red for a nice little
Looking for that
tea
sweet
clear here.
tea.
Just waiting on that red.
And there it is. He's down to 2 here and has to go vertical both sides here, but gets the double blue. That's fortuitous. Out at a 143 and Influx out at a 144 and around 145. So these players neck and neck going to going into 11. Bleh.
Yeah, we're so excited. It's getting difficult to talk here with how these matches are going back and forth, but that just says a lot about how skilled these players are. As Luke's having to be pretty creative with blues early on here, but turns it into a nice yellow cross. And over on Frank's side here, he's not got a lot of access to red. In fact, he's going to have to do a little bit of maneuvering to get access beyond that. Well, now he's opened up column 4 as well as he covers up column 6. The pills are not going as ideally as he likes. But look over on Luke's side, this double blue. No, he's not going to take it for that horizontal. He's going to build things up a little bit more there. Probably going to take it here. Look at this drop.
He was really waiting for a yellow blue to really fire down a combo, but he took the sensible route there, and I think he had to pull the trigger at some point. It is now a 1 virus lead, is just these two just trading the lead at this point, going into the end game here of level 11, and there is a horizontal clear by Luke. Influx going to drop a couple of yellows, bring that blue down. He is down to 11. Luke down to 13. Luke's got a short stack, going to bring that down to 10. Single digits first here for Influx. A little bit of drop time for Luke, and Luke's setting up a triple short stack on that left side of the board, and Influx getting his board down to his final 2 reds. Again, just absolute quick end game play here by Influx. Out at a 331. Luke still managing to keep this competitive. He is down to 5 and has great setups everywhere, just needing 1 red, 1 yellow, and going to take the red. Going to take the yellow out at a 347. Very, very close here as we're midway through.
Yeah, no real access to yellow though early on for Luke. He's going to have to do a lot of maneuvering early on. He's getting a fair amount of yellow early on too. That essentially he's going to use as convenient garbage in order to make it so there isn't as much drop time. But he's doing a decent job keeping pretty close to Influx, who has He has an okay top line. He has every color near the top, though it's very quickly starting to become red on almost every column. So hopefully he
Mhm.
will get some red to keep things up. As was that a misdrop over on Luke's side, or what is he planning here? Do you think?
I think he was trying to go for just some droppage here, and he will get a little bit of droppage. But this, if you're gonna have garbage, have a stack of three or a row of three, because that's the easiest way to manage it. Good clear there, 35, 32, and you got to take a look at the bottom of these boards, Sarge, because I've got a feeling that these players are going to be flying through their end game.
Yeah, it looks like Luke might actually be setting up to try taking those reds out horizontally here. He's going to need a red yellow to make that happen, though. And of course, what is he not getting right now?
Red yellow, which that seems to at least it always feels like it's the most common combination. But he is trying to play combos here, but he's gotta pull a trigger here because it's letting Influx open this up a little bit too much here, and that's it's the problem with those combos. He's gonna get it to fire off. He is down to 19 here, but this has opened up a double digit lead for Influx.
Yeah, that's the thing that whether in gold or whether in silver, it's so difficult to figure out, when is it too long to wait on those combos? And sometimes those do come back to haunt us.
Yeah, I mean, I can personally attest to that. Influx out at a 540 here. He's out first, and he's opened up a real big lead here as he is into the final level first. Luke is getting this squared away here, getting a double blue. That's huge for him. And then this should be a drill down. No, he is going to drop the yellow over into column, and he's going to combo it out. Look at that, boom, out at a 605. So he has a big chase down, but never say never.
Yeah, big chase down, and there's very little red throughout the board for
Hmm.
Luke here, which that's his was how much red he's been getting off and on. That could potentially be a problem, but Influx is also having a tremendous run here. He is just firing off everything pretty much as quickly as you can see him doing it. All of a sudden, it's off the board.
Yeah, it's starting to look like Luke's doing plans on plans here. It looks like he might have been setting up for a combo in that upper left quadrant and then just saw a better play. It does put garbage on the bottom of the board. That means he's going to just have to deal with it later. But he is going to have to be aggressive here. He is playing for his tournament life. I love this combo. It's going to drop that red garbage down, but he is down to 38, but Influx down to 22, and Influx looks to be pretty firmly in control here.
As Luke just takes 6 viruses off in the middle of his board there to try and make a catch up, but almost as soon as he does, Influx takes 3 off, managing to keep this dozen virus lead here. As right now it's looking like Luke's gonna need a fair amount of blue at this particular point in order to continue advancing his board beyond a certain point.
Yeah, and again, Influx here is just really getting everything he needs. He's going to get a triple and then converts that to 4 clears with that combo on that single play. Down to 7 viruses here, going to get himself another combo down to 5. Another horizontal going to put him at 4. He's just a few away here from punching his ticket into the finals of our October speed bracket, and I love this combo. Now he just needs the one blue and a set of reds. Meanwhile, Luke's still fighting. He's down to 15. He's just needing a lot of blue red, but at a 755, that is game and match for Influx. We'll be seeing Frank and Influx in our October final. Very, very big match and big implications as well. We will get to that here on the other side of this break as Luke GG's. Great effort from Luke, but Influx was all over it. We're going to get you to our finals here in just a moment. This is the DRMC. Welcome back for those of you watching live to the DRMC, and I hope you're having a good day. For those watching us here on the VOD, my name is JB Henry. It is time for our final regular season match here in our speed division, and it's a doozy. Influx, the 1 seed, going up against Frank, I'm looking at the wrong bracket seed. Frank would be the 3 seed. This is going to be a big one here. A lot of implications, which we'll get to in a minute. I believe these two have faced off before, but definitely what we want to talk about. I'm going to bring Ook the Librarian back. Is the playoff implications here for both players?
Absolutely. I was so focused on getting those playoff implications, I didn't pull up the history on these players. Frank and Influx have played each other, by the way, 4 times. It's gone 2-2. Last year in the championships, of course, Frank had a medical, not disqualification, but he had to bow out in the second round. So otherwise, these two would have faced each other a total of 5 times before. But it is Frank 2-1 in finals matches. Now, as for our year-end implications, our 1 and 2 seeds are locked. Our 5 seed is locked. Our 10 through 16 seeds are locked. Influx with a win here gets the number 3, gets a date with Tomahawk. If Frank wins, he gets the number 6 seed and takes on Floyd. Otherwise, Frank will be our 9. If he loses, Influx, most likely our 4 seed. If he loses, there's a little bit of clear rate to deal with because he will be in a tie with Adelito for points. But overall, both players looking for a top 8 seed, just to really improve their seed. It can still be done here in this match.
And definitely looking forward to it here with these players. We have readies from both of them. Strap in if you've never seen these two play. You're going to be seeing masters of their craft taking on these boards here, levels 14 to 17 here in this best of 5. We have the 3-2-1 pills. Off we go. A little bit more favorable board on Frank's side. A lot of double opportunities, but looks like there's less on the bottom half of the board for Influx here.
Yeah, he's going to get this T, and that was really the best use of that first pill that he got. There really wasn't a good use for it. You can see him kind of bouncing around there. I think that was an extra flip there on that blue-red. I wouldn't swear to it because, as you said in the last match, I'm not Influx, but it would be very difficult to get that in an efficient manner. As you can see that he goes ahead and clears that red out of the top. Meanwhile, over on Frank's side, you can see that he is getting his way down this board where we'll get everything fixed up over on Frank's stats side there, but it does appear that he's holding on to a slight lead as there we go. He is up by 3 viruses against Influx.
Yeah, great plays here by both players. Influx with a great blue horizontal. Double blue would be lovely for him. Can't really hold out too much hope for one to appear on your board, but Influx is going to just manufacture the double here. He's down to 18. A little bit messier of a board here for Influx as Influx is trying to get a setup here. Not quite sure what's happening on his side of the board.
Yeah, Frank, meanwhile, had a misdrop there over on column 6 and 7. You can see that yellow red. It got tucked under one too many and is going to prevent Frank from being able to take all 3 of these blues in a single shot. That was his original plan. He is going to get that out. He's out of the 14 and 155.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. And into a board that is topped with nothing but doubles. So quick start on this 15 for Frank.
Yeah, 3 pills and 6 viruses are off the board there for Frank. Meanwhile, Influx is getting some setups going here. And as we say, you can't always be too dependent on those combos. Sometimes you just have to go for straight clears, as it might just bog you down here. Influx definitely, I think I know what he's trying to do here. He's trying to set this blue up horizontally and get everything set up, and then potentially maybe get this double horizontal to clear out, but it is costing him precious seconds as he is looking for one more blue. He's out at a 243. That's a rough going for Influx. I don't know what happened there, missed drops or something, but tough to be that far behind early on.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see that on his face. The cat's gone. It's all Influx there on screen now, and it's tough. It's tough when you face down some really tough combos, and yeah, I mean, we've seen Influx play that way before.
Hmm.
He is kind of known for selling out for his combos, and the combos are just so good that most of the time it makes up for the time that he loses. This time though, it's just been a problem for him. But right now, it is a 23 virus deficit as Frank holding on to that advantage and building up combos of his own. You can see that horizontal that he'd been setting up. Now he is needing more blue to finish off over here on the left. Oh, decides not to go for it as a cross clear.
Wow.
Had a bigger combo there than I saw.
Yeah. You see that, you always see that first clear and you're like, what's dropping down? And then your eyes get a little wider, and just you're amazed by these players. Frank out right around the 4 minute mark going into 16 here. And we're getting near maximum virus height for these levels. And Frank's going to elect to get the horizontal clear. Great timing with the double yellow, getting himself a good board clear. And Influx has a great setup here, and he is holding out for one more yellow, probably a yellow red. Maybe setting up for that bottom row as well. Okay, look at this clear. Boom, boom. Oh, careful. you don't want you don't want to get a game crash here and have to start over. Looks like Influx out at right around a 440.
Yeah, but that's going to put him 25 viruses behind Frank, who has been selling out for his signature horizontals as well, but
Hmm.
it hasn't been too tough. That's nice tuck over there. That is just exactly what you expect from him. Decides not to take out the full quad there of those blues, but Frank holding on to a strong advantage here as Influx gets into the top of this board. Uh, man, he needs a yellow. Okay, there's the yellow red he was needing. That's gonna simplify his board, take him down out of that top row and into a little bit more safety. It's not unheard of to see players top out even at this top level.
Some players will do it on purpose if their early game is going
That
well.
is true.
So it's definitely something that we see not regularly, but it does happen every so often. 16 viruses to go here for Frank, and Frank is just working around all of his plays here at the top of the board at the yellow, just making everything work here, setting himself up for hopefully some degree of success. It is 9 to 31 here. Great combo here by Influx, clearing out a large swath of his board. Trying to keep this competitive here. He has narrowed the gap pretty considerably here. It looks like it's a 15 virus gap when it was almost 30 just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, Frank's looking at an absence of yellow right now, and he's finally having to drop all of this down. Luckily, it doesn't draw any extra clears. Now he just needs one red, and hopefully for him, he will find one that doesn't cause a lot of drop time. There he goes. He's out at a 637, but you feel like that could have been a much faster time if the RNG had been a little more favorable.
Mhm.
But still holding on to a very solid lead against Influx.
Yeah, Influx is down to his final three viruses here, so he might be making a charge here in 17, depending on how things go. Frank's off to a pretty solid start, though. Just really focusing on getting that top line just cut down a little bit, and Influx just needing a couple of more reds. Influx out at a 707. The chase down going in is looks like 17. So don't count Influx out here. He's going to have a lot of things go his way, but this is far from over.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at all the yellows on Frank's board, you'll see none of them because they're all the way down at the bottom of the board.
Hmm.
And the longer that remains the case, the higher the probability that it becomes a serious issue for his end game, and honestly, more even so for his mid game. He's going to go ahead and take that horizontal, despite the double blue that he really needed showing up just a little bit afterwards. So Frank gonna have some garbage to deal with here as Influx again just about 23 viruses behind. So he's in a fairly solid place
Oh wow, look at this
based on where he
combo.
was. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, and that puts him to within 13 here, or 15 viruses rather. Again, math is hard. And he's doing things well, but he might be in a bit of a pickle with that red. He's going to have to tuck down, and that's exactly what he gets. Might have had to wait to underclear that at the end of the level otherwise.
Yeah, and now what we were saying earlier about Frank's yellows is happening to Influx when it comes to blues as you see him take off the last blue on the top of his board. He is going to get access to some in a little bit, but it is a ways down this board.
And
And
it
yeah,
has
go ahead.
allowed Influx to catch up.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
he was caught up, and now it's back into Frank's territory here. But Influx has just stormed back here. He is only down by 4 viruses. The RNG starting to bite him though. He's going to need to have some things go his way, and I think this is going to be the play here. Look at this combo coming. Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yeah, Influx definitely one of those players that when versus season really hits at the end of the year, he's one of the players that I think really focuses on it. So it is now 5-5. We are in a dead heat here, no timer
2
advantage.
to
So
go.
it's gonna be there's Frank getting. Oh, he can't take the yellow out that way. He does get the yellow, gets the blue. 9:42 is his time, and oh,
Oh.
just a couple of pills behind his
Oh.
Influx.
Even though that is a loss, you got to give Influx a lot of credit. Being down by 20, 30 viruses after that shaky start on 14. If he had something go his way on 14, we could be seeing that crown on the other side, Ook.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he lost by what, 3 pills?
Yeah.
It's insane. That's insane. These guys are insane.
All right, these players getting readied up for that second game. Frank needing 2 more wins to take this October championship. Influx needing 3 in a row here. Both these players have won many brackets, so they know what this is all about. We've got the countdown ready, and 3, 2, 1, and pills.
You're talking about 19 total monthly brackets and counting the year ends between these two. Yeah, they've seen these boards a few times. Wow.
We've got incredible starts here by both players. Influx is getting a setup going here, and he's got a little blue straggling garbage to deal with, but nothing too terrible early on. He's going to drill things down. He is at 44. Frank at 43 here. Board health a little bit in favor of Frank, but Influx is really starting to just get that early round garbage off the board here. Great combo. Good Lord. These players see things that we have trouble seeing sometimes.
Oh yeah, and I mean, he held that lead for just a second. Frank got a double, quick play, double vertical, and took it back. But now Influx with the lead again. Now Frank with the lead again. I mean, it's just back and forth, and that's good, Dr. Mario, right there. But
Mm-hmm.
these two, man, just setting up some plays for us as I don't even know what to say at this point.
Yeah,
It's just keep watching. They're crazy.
that these two are absolutely putting on a show and continuing to just play at an incredible level here. Look at this combo by Influx, setting himself up for the double vertical there. Frank, though, down to his final. He's going to tee out at a 139. Influx just needing a yellow or a red and a yellow. There's the red and there's the yellow out at a 148 here. And these players are pretty much dead even as we go into 15.
Yeah, Frank with a good starting setup for his board, but has gotten rid of all of his red. So I mean, he found some. It's buried, but he did find a way to get down to it. And gonna take a nice combo there to hold on to an 8 virus lead. Uh, he's waiting now for a yellow red. He's gonna get. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say he's gonna get this as a fat log. He takes two horizontals instead, and gonna get another horizontal there. This is classic Frank, but that is a lot of blue over on the right hand side. So gonna be a question of does the RNG hold up? So far, it's not harming him, and Frank holding on to a 10 virus lead against Influx.
Yeah, and Influx is really starting to find his groove here on level 15. Really needing a lot of red help, but still managing to find some plays here. He's going to set up for a combo. And the thing is with these players, and if you're new to the game especially, see what they're doing with the colors they don't need. They're trying to put them in either positions where they can set up for clears later or just be part of some sort of combination to get other things off the board, or just, in a good position. Great drop here by Influx, but Frank continuing to pour the speed on. 11 viruses to go here. But again, as we've seen, no lead is safe. But a good clear here. This double blue is going to get pushed down. 3 viruses to go, and this double blue is going to go over to the right. And with this combo out, Frank out first at a 334.
Just spotless end game there from Frank. But Influx not far behind. It's about 15 viruses. Really, what happened was Frank got the blues that he needed. And oh, okay. Influx setting up for a different horizontal from the play I saw. I'm wondering if he's going to think about a T at the end or if it's just going to. Oh dear. He's doing his Superman thing again. And there he goes. For all of those of you who went through the second Matrix film. All right, Influx out for 418.
There was a second Matrix film. Oh, I only thought they made one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both players now into 16 here, but again, this is a big chase down for Influx that he's got to go through. 21 viruses, as a matter of fact, and Frank's just playing a squeaky clean board. There's no garbage for him that he's been dealing with. Every pill has found a place for his plays here, and that continues to be the case here. 31 viruses to go, but Influx trying to bite into that lead with a combo of his own. Those reds didn't go down where he wanted them to, so he's going to have to figure something out. 45 here to 25. And again, this is just look at Frank's board, everybody. Like, he's just playing so well right now.
Yeah, the next yellow blue is going to drop down and make a combo there. That's literally the only thing he's waiting for on that left hand side of his board. He's kind of running out of time here. There's the yellow blue. Going to make the combo, going to drop everything down. And yeah, I mean, it's 8 viruses left, now 6. It's coming off so cleanly. And, all the plays look obvious once you see them, but I got to wonder how many of us would have seen them to begin with. He's now just waiting for 2 blues, almost had a swung special, an all clear, but out at a 544 and into his level 17.
And what an interesting 17 it is, Ook. It's
Mhm.
it's stacked to the highest level it can be. But what's interesting is his end game. You look at those bottom 4 rows. There's a big bubble, so he can really make some things work here. But he is playing dangerously close to the top. Oh,
There it is.
you inhale a little bit sharper when they start making plays at that level. But a good play there by Frank, down to 61. Meanwhile, Influx here is going to be just continuing to pour on combos. He is down to his final virus. He is going to be out at a 624. So the final chase down here in the second game is going to be about 21 viruses here. But Frank just trying to find a way to break through the center of this board.
Yeah, without as much access to red, it might be a little slower, but honestly, it's not a bad mid game. As Frank, you can see now down past those dangerous upper levels, as Influx is in his own crazy set. 17 is just wacky. It's wow, and now it's not anything of concern for Influx anymore. as he is just turning it up to another level, but that level does not include any yellow.
No, there's no yellow on that. He's going to have to dig down a couple rows for yellow, but he's still making plays here, just at the level he is able to. And I thought maybe he might be holding out for some blues, and a double blue here would be massive for him. It's not something you can really hope for, but oh, he gets the double blue. Look at this clear, everybody. Good Lord. It's going to put him closer, but Frank's still well in control here. Really just looking for red to crack through into this bottom quadrant.
Yes, indeed. And I might point out, I mean, Influx made a 19 as his qualifier this month.
Hmm.
That is just proof that he can do so many insane things at this level, or
Hmm.
at this in this level, I should say. And it's just not going to be enough right now. Is Frank almost done? He's going to need one more red, one more blue after this pill. There's the red. There's the blues. It was two more reds. I can count. I swear. 8:18 is his time, and that is the
That
number two hot
feels
time.
of all time. Oh my goodness. Like this, you don't even think about how quick they're playing time wise, just with how lightning quick they are. But it is now 2-0 for Frank. Frank again looking to lock down I believe a 6 seed. If
Yes.
he wins here, it'd be Frank versus Floyd in that championship first round. But we have to get our we got to get one more win for Frank here. Influx needs 3 more to take it. But Frank can sweep this here and take another bracket and go into this our championship playoffs in December with some great momentum here. We've got readies from both of our players, and again for all of our folks watching live, we appreciate you watching live. If you're watching the VOD, be sure to subscribe to follow and subscribe to all of our channels so you can catch us here. But here we go, 3, 2, 1 pills. Similar board states to start things off here.
Oh yeah, it's not too bad for either player. Although you gotta just looking at both boards, you just think, wow, there's not a lot of places to put a lot of different pill combinations, but these players finding their way through as Frank's gonna try to put himself back on that on top of that board. Influx is the only player besides Frank or besides Adelito who has been in the top 7 of this level block. So
Mhm.
it is interesting to see Frank finding his way back up to the top of that 5 virus lead for Influx, though, as we come close to the minute mark.
Yeah, and both these players just chugging through here. We're dead even. Uh, Influx is just working on clearing some garbage. He's going to get himself a combo, get himself another combo. He's going to have a little bit of blue garbage on his board, but still playing fairly well here. Oh, was he meaning to put that red yellow there? Yeah, it looks like he was. He just undertucked, got himself the clear here. He is a little bit hamstrung, looking to find himself a way to break through that lower right hand quadrant. Meanwhile, Frank is looking for looks like a yellow, and he's now broken through here into those final few viruses in that lower left quadrant. It's 13-9 here, and board health is pretty much the dead heat at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Frank's got setups for everything going on the right-hand side of that board. He just needs a blue to get it set off. There it is. So that's going to take the bottom of his board completely out. And you can see he's got the horizontal. I'm glad he saw it too, because that could have been disastrous if he hadn't found that. Just needs 2 reds now to finish. But at 2 minutes, it's Influx out first. Frank going to get those 2 reds, and he'll be out at a 206.
Yeah, and being forced to underclear does chew up just a little bit of time, but every move at this level has significance. One wrong move could cost you the whole match. So those underclears eating that time could factor in later. It may not. But early on here, Frank is in a bit of a rough way, but I think he's looking for that blue horizontal to really start doing some damage, and that does look like what he's signaling.
Yeah, a double blue is almost necessary now, as he can't really place anything down. Looks like he's Uh, just it's a tough way. He's now opened himself up for a way to use two blue reds, and it looks like that is what he's going to get. Meanwhile, Influx taking a 25 virus lead almost. As there we go, Frank sets that off, drops the lead down to about 15,
Right.
but it's been a tough road for Frank.
It's a risky proposition, going for those combos. But at some point, you playing this game long enough, sometimes just firing those combos is a point of pride, and just letting yourself know you did it. But it's always important to have some sort of, just emergency stop or a way to cut off the damage so you still have plays on either side of the combo. Frank is actually getting it back into here. He was within 10 at one point, and he is continuing to pour it on, down by 11. Good combos here by Frank. Frank's going to get, again, another nice clear, setting him up horizontally in row one. But Influx is influxing it right now, just turning on the Jets. He is down to 5 viruses, and I think he's holding out here for a red blue. He's going to get it, gets the vertical to horizontal, and then goes out at a 402, absolutely tearing through his 15.
Yeah, Frank not far behind though. Is going to get this horizontal here. And yeah, I think blue on top with the reds. And now he just needs another blue. There it is. He's going to be out at a 422. So pretty tight still is this match. Just a dozen viruses at the start of level 16 with a whole nother level to go after this one.
Yeah, and it looks like Frank's playing more of just a direct clear at this point. I don't think he wants to be going for anything too elaborate here. He knows he's down, but he wants to get back into this game. Great clear combo on that right side of the board, and then getting more here, dropping that red garbage down on his side. Meanwhile, looking at Influx's board, he is looking to crack through this board. There is a lot of double in that cluster of viruses that you see on the right side here. He would love to start digging his way into those and really starting to pull away here. But doesn't look like Frank's going to let him here. He's pulled to within 9, and he is going to drop down a little bit more and not really addressing those 2 reds. And I think he's going to have to at some point. But right now, it's looking like Influx has this well in hand, Ook.
Yeah, I mean, like I said a minute ago, there's still a whole nother level to go, but yeah, this has been a much easier level for Influx. Frank, he needs a yellow red like that, and then this red is going to clear that out. Now he's in a better place, but yeah, it's tough when you're facing Influx and you don't have, I mean, you're not getting what you need to finish it out, and he will press any advantage that he gets. So that is exactly what Influx is doing. He's not one to let off the gas unless there's a huge combo in the offing. But at a 608, he is into level 17 first and is going to get a little time to play.
Yeah, and Frank is still behind here, but he's still in the lead. He's got to win, one more game here to Influx needing 3, and this is just a great end game setup here that Frank's getting. Just needing a couple of reds, and he'll be out. Might have a shot here. There's the one, and then he's going to double it out at a 637. The chase down going in is right around the
17.
17 mark.
Yeah, and that's uh, not not bad. It would be better if there were, say, any blues on top of Frank's board,
Hmm.
which I mean, they're over on the corners, but that's about it. Influx, meanwhile, has a pit already built into his mid board, so he's got plenty of room to work on whatever he needs and doesn't have a lot of height over on his edges. Gets a fat log there to bring himself down to 39, holding on to a 20 plus virus lead now. So Influx trying to keep us talking just a little bit longer there, partner.
Yeah, and Influx is just dialed in here. It looks like just has all sorts of setups. I think he's aiming for potentially that horizontal up in row number 5, uh, and looks like he's going to manufacture it. get himself another combo, and turns that, playing with fire there. Nearly got himself a game freeze, but getting himself back into it there. Those always scare me. I don't like seeing those happen on a good run. We've seen it happen before, and it's always a bummer.
Yeah, and this would be the absolute worst place for that to happen
Hmm.
is, when you're just inches away from winning a game one or your first game in a best of five.
Yeah.
No, in a must-win situation, the last thing you want to do is completely break the game.
That would be heartbreaking, especially with the run Influx is having here. He is down to his final 7, needing a lot of yellow. Is he going to go for the D sandwich here? And it looks like that might be what he's telegraphing. 5 viruses to go. Great plays there to eliminate the drop time on that higher level yellow. And with no drop time here, Influx is out at an 842 and forces a game 4. What a run there by Influx.
That is the number 10 hot time. So, I mean, it's a
Hot
lot
time
easier to set a
strats.
hot time in 14 to 17 just because, there's only so many players who ever actually get to play them. But
Hmm.
yeah, that doesn't negate just how powerful of a run that is.
Yeah, anything sub 9 at this block is amazing, and it's being shown off here as Frank's going to get this last red, drop it down out at a 921. So we have a game 4 coming your way here, and it's just going to come down to that combo dependency. I think if Frank could just go maybe just more for straight clears instead of that combo dependency, he's got definitely, I think, a better shot here. You saw those 2 combo setups he was going for in this game, just absolutely dragged him down. So we're looking at readies from both players. So here we go. Game 4 coming your way here as soon as we get a countdown from the Dave in 3, 2, 1, and pills.
And a pill you can't use first thing for Frank, never a good thing, especially Influx getting exactly what he wants to see. Blue yellows and nothing but blue yellows on this top line. Exactly the sort of play he wants. Smartly makes that horizontal and gets himself out to a quick 1 virus lead. Doesn't really mean much, but it certainly feels better than being behind.
Yeah, and Frank is turning that rough RNG into a really good situation here. He's going to get himself not going to elect to go for the horizontal quad, and I actually like that call. Just getting himself combination setups as well, and has an L clear free for the taking, and then another double blue short stack. But here comes Influx with the big combo. But early on here, as we approach the minute mark, it is Frank with a bit of a lead.
Yep, 4 virus lead right now, down to 2, back up to 5. It's the way this thing goes. Frank gonna get 2 opportunities to handle some interesting drops over there on the right hand side. I can see yellow reds showing up for him, and is going to use the first one that way, and going to go ahead and start working on the left hand side of his board. Oh wow, yeah, really smart setups there on the bottom of Frank's board as he is walking away with this one. This is a 14 virus lead in level 14.
Yeah,
That is
and
crazy.
And the thing to note is he's keeping his clear simple, not going for those big combos, just getting it done here out at a 148. I wish I could get a 148 on 14, but not
Half the
these
time I wish
days.
I could get a 148 out of 6. Who
Right?
me.
Uh, 61 viruses to go here. Influx is trying to dig deep here, trying to find a combo or some sort of sequence here that'll get him out. He needs blues. He needs blues in a very, very desperate way. He's going to get clears here and has setups, but this is rough going for Influx. There's going to be a free and clear situation now for him. He's going to get the column 1 first, probably tackle column 8 second, and then the middle section last, or he gets a double blue and contradicts everything that I predict. But he's out at a 232.
Yeah, and Frank's been sitting on a touch of a slowdown here as his The pill RNG hasn't been great for him. He needs a lot more red. He'd love to see a yellow blue, but now, or not a yellow blue, but a double yellow, but now that's not really necessary anymore. He's got a lot of things that he was wanting to set up and then he couldn't set up, and it's been tough going at the top of this board for him, and that's allowed Influx to catch up. He is now just 10 viruses behind, and that misflip from Frank is going to cost him some time that he does not have.
Yeah, I was looking to see if maybe there was another play, but it definitely does look like a misdrop on Frank's part. But we'll see if he can work around it here. He turns that into a good play, and now he's back cleared up here. And he hasn't really lost too terribly much here. He's still holding on to a lead. It's going from between 5 and 7. But I'd really like to see some yellows and blues here for Frank, because you look at that column 8 Ook, and that's not something you like seeing this late on your level.
Yeah, and this double yellow going to be good. He would have almost, he probably would prefer that over the yellow blue, but at this point, he needs blue. He needs a lot of blue. And there he goes. He's going to get this under clear setup. Is one of the things when I interviewed Frank earlier this year, he said was that he likes to take care of the bottom of his board so he doesn't screw it up later. I found that to be very sage advice, and you can see him just getting his bottom column knocked out. But Influx with a slight, well, now tied it up, as he needs reds to set off a combo of his own. A double red would be just excellent for him. We'll see when and if that will show up, because he really can't do anything until he gets one.
I'm loving this end game build here by Frank as well. He's down to his final 2, and he has setups everywhere now. And he's going to drop it down 443, 446 as both players into 16 right at around the same time.
So a big time makeup there from Influx, as he really was not looking like he was even in this game, coming out of 14, but out of 15, a completely different story.
Yeah, and just really, really great play here on Frank's side. He's managing to just make these higher levels look incredibly easy. Same thing for Influx here. Influx down to 62. Frank at 54. Frank's got a great setup here. I'm thinking he's maybe holding out for a double red to show up. He can get himself a nice horizontal clear. But he may have to acquiesce here and figure something out. But he's still got plays. He's still got plans on this board. It's just a matter of if the RNG wants to cooperate, and he gets the double red 1 pill after, because of course he does.
Yeah, and decides not to use one of them on column 6 there, or 5 there. I'm kind of curious as to the decision, although I'm seeing it now. He was planning that horizontal. So again, a 10 virus lead for Frank, and with the struggles that he's had, I'm kind of surprised at that. But now I look over at Influx's board and see how much red is in his mid game right now, and I got to imagine that has something to do with it. Hopefully that blue is what he was looking for, although that manner of drop time is a lot more than what we're used to seeing from Influx.
Yeah, Influx, I think, getting a little frustrated by the uncooperative nature of the RNG there. As Frank's managed to just claw back his lead here. He's holding on to a 20 virus lead here, as he's just playing this with some just brilliant efficiency, down to his final dozen now. And this drop down sets up for another double horizontal over in row 2. And I think we're going to see it here in the next couple of plays. I think that's the play. Give yourself some room on either side of those yellows to get a play going here. 5 to 25 here as we cross the 7-minute mark.
Frank does lock in those yellows though, so he is going to have to be taking them both sets vertically, unless a miracle happens in between, which I'm not going to count out because I've seen him play. But right now it is a solid Frank lead, as he's going to get all the yellows he needs out of the 723 and into this final level. He is just 72 viruses away from getting crowned yet again as monthly champion. We'll see if he can do that, or if it's going to be Influx coming back from a heavy deficit here.
And Frank is just already off to a rollicking start here. If he can tuck this double yellow over, and he absolutely will dash it over, he is already well and clear into this board. There's Influx out with, or not out. There's one red, a little bit of straggler. I didn't quite catch it till the last moment, but Influx out just south of 8 minutes here. The chase down is 22, but we've seen Influx keep it interesting. Great slanted log there from Frank, as he is at 46 viruses, and Influx starting to chew away at level number 17 here.
I was kind of hoping for Frank's sake that he would see there we go, nice clear there, that he would see a double blue before things went in a different direction, but he was able to take some horizontals separately. Again, Frank loves his horizontals and is clearing out these as much as he can. Blue or red yellow is what he needs. There it is, and that is going to get him all the way down to his bottom line. It is looking like it may be all over, although still 20 viruses left for Frank, as Influx only 20 viruses behind himself, but running out of time to catch up.
And I'm just trying to look at, any sort of pathing here for Influx. There's really just not a lot of cluster doubles that'll help him. And really the last couple there are on that right side. And he's already covered one of them up. But he is down to 30, but Frank's already in single digits here. 8 viruses to go. And he's going to get this drop down for a quad. 5 viruses off the board there, down to his final 3. We'll have to clear some garbage down to get to that last yellow virus, but he is going to get this double yellow, and that is going to be game, match, and championship for Frank FC. He takes the October 2025 gold bracket with a time of 9:46.
And with that, Frank secures the number 6 seed, puts himself facing off against Floyd in our end of year tournament. Influx will have to do a little bit of math for him, but is most likely going to be facing off against Watchma, as he is in a dead heat with Adelito. But GG's to both those players.
And as always, shout out to everybody who's commentated over this weekend. Big thanks to Ook as well for calling this final match with me and Sarge for the semifinal earlier. And as always, a big thanks to the Dave for all of the time and effort he puts into making the stream look great and running it on our end. Thank you so much. We are off next month as far as speed goes. But we'll see you for the Versus Championship November 8th and 9th at Arcade Legacy. We're all really, really excited. Hopefully we'll see you in person. If not, come join us online. That's it for us tonight. Remember to be great and be great to each other. We're going to take off here, and we're going to take you over to Classic Tetris. Jonas Cup action coming your way live. You might get to hear our pal Chris Bidwell and see some great Tetris play over there. But for everybody here on the DRMC, take your vitamins, good night, and be great to one another.
See you next week in Silvers.